Practice routines. Now that we've gained a much more complete understanding of how we learn, the next step is to start to take control of our practice. We do this through the use of practice routines or practice logs. These are so effective and so widely used, and not just by musicians. In fact, good time management is probably the biggest life skill successful people possess. So it all comes down to understanding what we want to achieve and how best to do this by considering what we are trying to practice. So these are the advantage of practice logs. They create clear plans, differentiating between types of tasks. They set clear goals. They help you manage the time spent on every task and your instrument. And they also monitor your improvement. Now let's look at building a routine. What's your level of commitment? Start from the end first. How much time can you set aside a day? 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes? Don't be too ambitious, as you can always change your plans depending on how it's going. And it's always better to go up rather than go down. We suggest you think in these terms. Moderate practice, 30 minutes a day. Committed practice, 60 minutes a day. Semi-professional practice, 90 minutes a day. What should you practice? Just skills and knowledge? No. We know that music is a practical skill underpinned by knowledge, so your practice should certainly contain these two elements. But there is a third area that's a culmination of both of these skills. It's called music. It's the reason we do the first two. So in your schedule, you must have elements of all three of these, and we recommend you divide your time into these areas as follows. Knowledge acquisition. Work to 20% of your time. Skills development. Work to 40% of your time. And musical performance. Work to 40% of your time again. Knowledge acquisition. How do you decide what to focus on in terms of knowledge acquisition? Well, what is the information you're seeking to acquire? This could be a new scale, more chord voicings, harmony in theory, or even a new concept. Here's some typical topics, but you should guide this. List the areas you want to work on and then draw from them as you build your routine. So remember, knowledge tasks should always be tackled in short, sharp bursts of a maximum of 2 minutes per task. Skills acquisition. Next comes the skills side. This could be to practice the scale you've just memorised or related to a more long-term goal, such as getting a riff up to target speed. Skills can be allotted longer time as they are less taxing to do. Musical development. Lastly, but most importantly, comes the musical stuff, where you apply the knowledge and the skills that you have acquired. This could be practice the set list, write a new song using a chord sequence, or anything like this that's musically creative. These tasks can be allotted longer time as they are less taxing to do. Let's build a practice log. Start by listing your weekly tasks based on whether they are learning new knowledge, for example, memorizing a lick, learning a song, converting knowledge into a skill, practicing the lick, practicing the song, or applying these skills in a musical context. Calculate how much time to spend on each using the 20-40 formula that we've just spoken about. Make sure you don't timetable more than you're able to consistently commit to. It's really great to conclude your daily session with your favourite aspect of music, be that jamming to your favourite current track or record, or wigging out to some 8-finger tapping session, or writing a song. Whatever floats your boat is what you should spend the last few minutes of your day doing. This will leave you energised, optimistic and ready to return for the next session. Timekeeping and box ticking. Use a timer and only spend the allocated time on each task, and don't get dragged into lost hours playing something specific. You can always come back to it tomorrow, and 2 bars mastered each day will soon build up. Finally, notice there are some boxes to tick each day when you've completed a task. This is important as it allows you to monitor your practice. If you had a bad day and you don't complete the session, start the next day with what you have missed. At the end of the week, you should be able to see how much time you've spent on your practice and where. This will help you plan for the next week. Have fun.